Cam. So look here, what I'm saying. What I'm saying is simple. It's kind of a story that it's kind of painting that we want to do something. What we do is we create first the paper on which we draw our objects. There are couple of guys here, admit. Okay. So that will be called my window. I have the container class, which is the window, the J frame. Okay. And I have a container that is my frame, and here I call it J frame in my swing, simple, otherwise it's the same frame. Then second thing is you want to add up the objects on it, like what will be objects, the components. You are adding components like buttons, the labels, the text boxes, whatever you want to do it. Then you add up a layout to it, because you have to put up in some fashion, so put up a layout on it. So we have a layout manager which will manage these things. Okay. Then the last thing we do is we want to do some functionality. So like we in our web programming, we use a JavaScript to add up the on click activities. Okay. If you remember, the JavaScript, we use it on our web pages so that our buttons, when buttons click, what will happen here, the buttons, the menus, they have to implement the action listener. Okay. The action listener is what is being implemented. And second thing is, second thing is that there is a method which is called action performed, which will be implemented here, overridden because of this action listener. And you have to awt.event.action listener. These things have to be imported. We know them. Flow layout has to be imported, and all those things is being automatically done. But just keep an eye on that, what's happening when you add up these things. Now, here, when the button 1 is clicked, it will go to the action performed. When the button 2 is clicked, it go to the action performed. So I need to know which button is performed. In both cases, go to the same, but it go to the same method, right? Button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, button 10, button 20. You click any button, it will go to the action performed. Method to ek hi hai na? So now here you have to figure out which button is being clicked, right? So you have to figure it out, that which button is being clicked. So how we do that? So because that button who is being clicked has gone into the E, and I'm creating here an object OB, and I am putting into this object is a general object. I am putting in it the E dot get source. E dot get source. So what does E dot get source do? Is it will tell us what is in E, which object is in E. Is button 1 in E? Then in OB there will be button 1. Is button 2 in E? Then OB there will be button 2 will go, and so on. So whosoever is clicked, because at one time you can click only one thing. So that object, that component, basically that's called component, that button or label or something else has gone into this E. And now I am putting up a general object OB, and I am pulling its resource E dot get resource, get source, and seeing who is there. And now I check if this was a button 1, if OB equal to BTN1. ठीक है, लेकिन अब यहाँ थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगी, क्योंकि बटन 1 उसके अंदर है. किसके अंदर? क्योंकि बटन 1 जो मैंने क्रिएट किया वो है जनाब इसके अंदर, वो इस मेथड के कंस्ट्रक्टर के अंदर है, तो वो इसमें उसका ये वैल्यू नहीं आएगा. सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई विल क्रिएट a global variable, these buttons. So I will go ahead here, before main I create this J button, BTN1 and BTN2. I'm creating two buttons here, which I will reuse in the constructor also. I will not create here the button. So J button BTN2, I say just BTN2 is equal to this, BTN1, because I've already created them on the top. Now they will be visible here also. If OB, now this object, if this is equal to button 1, okay, then I got it. The user has clicked the button 1. Okay. If this OB equals to BTN1, that means the user has clicked what? Button 1. So what should I do? What I do here is I do a dialog box here. I don't use a graphical like I'm clicked, I'm seeing on a side. I'm clicked, I'm clicked. I will not do that in a character basis. I have to do it graphically. So what I for that is J option pane dot, okay, show message dialog. Okay, here I'm saying here null right now, and then I say my message. We'll discuss them more in detail later. Okay, because there are a lot of things to do in it. So I'm putting a message here, go to heaven, because I want this to lead to the go to heaven. Then I may say here, do I need these blocks? I don't need them, right? Because this is only one single statement. And I can say here, else if OB equals to BTN2. Okay, then what should I do is I say J option pane dot message dialog and so on, and copy it and paste it here, Control V, and go to hell. I say go to hell. Now it will show me the dialog box, right? Not this character kind of thing. Okay, so if I give it a go now and play it, now if I click heaven, now it's getting this is the J option pane dot show dialog. So this is the message dialog. Okay, so he's coming, go to heaven. I can have the icons here. I want to change these icons and all. We'll work on these option pane later. I want to change the icon. I want to have here title. Okay, and so many things we can do. Right now it's saying go to heaven. If I say hell, it is saying go to hell. So that means I could now differentiate the two buttons. Do you understand? Because now, depending upon which button is clicked, accordingly I'm having the message. Heaven, hell, go to hell. Now look here, what happened is we clicked any button and we did what we did. We did event handling now. We are doing event handling on it. There are many people which are without camera. That's very bad. I don't know why you guys do not find any interest in learning. This is very sad and bad. Anyways, I am saying is कि भाई साहब आप एक काम करें कि आपने बटन तो ऐड किए, अब इसके पास इवेंट हैंडलिंग करें. अब इनकी क्या करें आप? इवेंट हैंडलिंग. तो इवेंट हैंडलिंग कैसे करेंगे हम? उसके लिए पहला काम हम करेंगे, वी इंप्लीमेंट एक्शन लिसनर. जो ही हम एक्शन लिसनर करेंगे, जो कि ये इंटरफेस है, तो हमें उसका एक मेथड करना ही पड़ेगा. एंड द मेथड एक ही हमारे पास है, दैट इज एक्शन परफॉर्म्ड. और जिस ऑब्जेक्ट पे हमें एक्शन लिसनिंग करनी है, जिस कंपोनेंट पे हमें एक्शन लिसनिंग करनी है, उसको हमें कहना है कि भाई साहब उसके साथ ऐड एक्शन लिसनर करो, और करंट ऑब्जेक्ट भेजो उसको, ऐड एक्शन लिसनर टू द बटन 2, ऐड एक्शन लिसनर टू द बटन 1. अब बटन 1 और बटन 2 की एक्शन लिसनिंग होगी, यानी कि हम इनकी इवेंट हैंडलिंग कर रहे हैं. व्हाट इवेंट हैंडलिंग? की अगर इसके ऊपर क्लिक हो गया तो क्या हो जाएगा? जब इसके ऊपर क्लिक हो गया, इट विल लैंड इनटू दिस एक्शन परफॉर्म्ड मेथड. अब किस पे क्लिक हो गया? फर्ज कीजिए मेरे पास 10 बटन है, and I have to do according to the button, which button I have clicked, according to do some job. Right now I'm showing you just a dialogue. Maybe I will go to heaven, I will set up a spacecraft and land you into that. So whatever I have, the code I have to do it, that code has to be done here. Or you know, the button once will click, or I'm saying go to the heaven. How will you go to heaven? So maybe I have to first kill you. So simple as it is, that because only then you can go to heaven, na? So that means on a button 1 you have to die. Okay, so whatever code I have to put on the button 1's click, that is to be done in this if block. So I caught which object is clicked by using this E, the action event E. Okay, this action event does what? It catches that object which is being clicked, and I am saying who is that? You could directly say here E dot get source. I don't need this object OB. If I say OB equals to E dot get source, I can do that way also, but I am doing it the proper way. I'm creating an object OB and putting it in the E dot get source. And you know, you can create a different way. Many books show different way. For example, I created here J frame, right? I created here J frame and then added J frame का मैंने my frame बनाया, फिर my frame dot set visible, my frame dot this. I can do it in a much easier way. I can make this class as a JFrame itself. I can make my own class as a JFrame. How? I extend here, extends, extends JFrame. मैं JFrame extend कर रहा हूं. उसका मतलब है कि मेरा class ही JFrame है. So I do not need now to create here this JFrame. I do not create to say my frame now, my frame this, my frame that. I can directly call set size, set location, okay, set layout, add, simply add, simply don't say my frame, add, say add, because I am myself my frame now. मैं खुद ही अब J frame, मेरा क्लास ही J frame है अब मुझे ये बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं है कि my frame dot, ठीक है, क्योंकि मैं ही J frame, मैं खुद ही J frame हूं अब. I extended J frame. That means my class itself is now a child of a J frame, or I could say I'm a J frame. Like I say, student is a person. So basically, student is nothing but a person. Okay. So same way, I'm saying GUI extends J frame. That means I do not need to create a separate J frame object. Rather, I am myself a J frame. Now it should work fine. It will still work the same way it was working. Does it make sense? Does it make sense what I'm saying? So there are different way of doing things. This is simple as like for example, I created here flow layout. Flow layout, my layout is good, new flow layout. Then edit that layout to this. Okay. Then set layout. मैं कर रहा हूँ अपने frame को set layout as a my layout. I could simply do here is I can create here only the new flow layout, the anonymous object, new flow layout, and add that to it. So I don't need to create a flow layout first, an instance of that, then add that instance to it. Or I could say set layout, और set layout के अंदर ही मैं new flow layout create करूंगा, anonymous object, and वो भी काम चलेगा. It is one and the same thing. So you can do multiple things depending upon your expertise and all. More you learn. So I'm showing you both methods here. Okay, does it make sense? So in general, there's nothing to worry about. It's very simple programming, that where we created a JFrame, then we set its size, its title, maybe we tomorrow set up its icon, okay, and then we saw its everything, size and all, location kahan pe hoga. Then we started adding components on it, like buttons. We got a couple of buttons and a label. Then we set its layout, third thing. Then the next thing was the action listening. That means the event handling. We started event handling. So in event handling, what we did is, what happened in event handling? We have for buttons, the action. One Danish Fayaz, क्यों करो इस? Danish Fayaz सुबह क्या दिल? Party बनावा? So how we do action listening to this thing? Yes, I'm asking a question. How we do action listening? What has happened to you guys? I don't understand. Online class हो गई थी खराब ही, हाँ? Okay, give me one screenshot before we move on. Give me one screenshot. Okay, hope you got this, and what you do is you will recap these things on the YouTube also. Try to see it, watch it, and you will be good in it. But I am seeing many of you have just left it. You are not in a class properly, and it's getting like a fun. That's very bad. Anyways, see you guys next time.